Welcome back to the Creatives Do Business Well podcast, a space of co-creation for solo creative entrepreneurs just like you, craving that transition from being a struggling artist to a successful creator. Keisha Andrea here. I'm your host, your multi-passionate business sister, and photographer turned holistic brand and content strategist. I tie branding, content creation, systems, and scaling your business back to everyday life. And my goal is to help you not only run a business, but find that sweet balance between your passion and profits and doing business as a creator exceptionally well. Oh man, so I have a seed, a little teeny bitty seed to plant today. Maybe a couple. FYI, we are a anti-capitalism space here at Creatives Do Business Well. It's no secret by now, this country, the US, was overturned by a certain group of people and they stripped the indigenous folks of the land of everything. Their community, their resources, their culture, their freedom, their lives. Ain't much changed since then. We still fighting that same fight where they are still trying their very best to strip you of your own individuality, and creativity is the gateway to that in most cases. Most of us have gotten acquainted to the ways of this world. We don't really have an ongoing relationship with our creativity, and I want to talk about this and what a healthy relationship with creativity will look like, in hopes of inspiring you just to be frank, do better, and get back to being your best creative self, and at the very least, at least being aware of what that relationship with creativity looks like, so you can kind of think of some next steps going forward. What is my relationship with creativity? I'll start off from there. It's definitely developed into a more healthier one over the years, being a business owner, focusing on the positives here. And this is coming from a space of just doing what I was told, what I thought I was supposed to do, and not really living for me at all. Almost every single move that I make now is directed by me. To expand on what that relationship I have with creativity is like, for starters, my relationship with creativity is patient. I don't feel rushed to create something all the time. My creativity understands or understands that my life doesn't revolve around it. It allows me to rest. But when we get together, we have a ball. And I love that for us. I used to feel rushed to complete certain projects, like the idea was just going to leave me or something, or I would be running out of time. So it was like a game or a competition to create. But now I know if that were to happen, then it just wasn't my time. Say I missed a project, or I had this idea and I never brought it to life. It just wasn't my time, and something else would come around when I needed it. And this reminds me of one of my favorite books, Big Magic, created by Elizabeth Gilbert, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll put a reference in the show notes. And she talks about this a little bit, how people will have this idea of their idea being stolen from them or being mocked or copied, but really creativity is its own entity in itself. So it's going to come to you with an idea, and either you're going to get it done or they're going to go on to the next person. I know these things about creativity. I honor that part of our relationship. Another great part of my relationship with creativity is that it's expansive. I don't feel limited. I feel free to explore any and everything I feel called to explore without judgment. I'm open to exploring the depths of that creativity through my heart, with my words, with my hands, through whatever vessel I feel I need to bring this thought or this idea to life. I can also appreciate that I can look at another person doing something completely different as me and put myself in their shoes and create with similar sentiments just from seeing this person being who they were called to be. I have creativity to thank for prefer that. It lets my imagination run as wild as I want it to be. And this reminds me that if I can think it, it can happen. So the relationship with creativity is very, very expansive. It's also a tactical one. I'm very careful to use this specific life force, and I'm very, very intentional with the understanding that these moves that I'm making, the steps that I'm taking, they're all snowballing into something much, much bigger as time goes. Meaning I can't be out here just doing anything. It has to be purposeful. Like this drive and determination I have to figure out this whole creative entrepreneur thing, because I know not only will it serve me in this lifetime, it's going to help those who come after me to ease into this lifestyle, hopefully without having to go through the struggles that I did, wasting money on school, being miserable in corporate or 9-to-5s, and being there way longer than I should have, further breaking my spirit and so many other things, developing illnesses, depression, things like that. This part of my relationship with creativity, I don't take lightly at all, because listen, I have children who show that they too have a great relationship with their creativity, and it seems like they may be following in their mama footsteps one day. Through me, they can see and they can witness the possibility and start getting ideas early. When their time comes, they can be way better at it than I have been in my lifetime. My relationship with creativity is nurturing and nourishing, along with how expansive I talked about this relationship is. If I'm feeling low, I can count on this relationship with my creativity to ground me and bring me back to my highest self, my deepest desires, my biggest wants, and carry that out. It also recharges me and fuels me back up when I need it the most. And relationships are a two-way street. So how do I reciprocate in a relationship like this? I make sure that I come through when creativity needs me. I act on those thoughts and those ideas because I know that they are counting on me to do something with those ideas. I don't fault creativity for not coming through and doing something grand every single time I think I need them to. I trust in their timing and that it always aligns whenever it's supposed to. If it's not going how I plan, I might be a little frustrated for a second, but I'm gonna bring myself back and find something else to do with my time in those situations. I let creativity have their freedom and have as many friends as they like with the same ideas as me, without any jealousy, envy, without any hate, because I respect creativity's purpose and their position as the magical life force that it is. I also listen when creativity needs me to collaborate with their friends too, because of that snowball that we talked about, remembering that it's all bigger than us. We're all doing something in this lifetime that's going to affect the people that come behind us. And I also find myself reciprocating in this relationship with creativity by just creating space for it. I don't hold on to shit. As much as I can, still growing and still learning, I make it a practice to forgive and let stuff go and create an environment that creativity can actually thrive in. Meaning I do my best to be well in my mind, my body, and my spirit so creativity can trust me enough to come back and hand me over big projects to keep expanding my impact and my time here and my legacy for when I'm gone. If you just think about your relationships with most humans, when you're getting to know somebody or somebody that you want to date, you're making sure, first of all, that you have whatever it is that you're looking for in that other person. And if you really, really like this person, you're showing them all the best parts of yourself. When y'all clash or y'all get into disagreements and arguments, you're doing your best to resolve those relationships so they can come back. Same thing with creativity. You want creativity to come back. You want them to like you and to trust you. So those are ways that I reciprocate in my relationship with creativity. And it's important to have this great relationship with creativity. Just going back to the bigger picture, if more people thought similar to this and they didn't let things like thoughts of what other people think about them, jobs that clearly don't care about this bigger picture, and whatever else capitalism created, if they didn't let things like this this stop them from developing their own creative self-expression and embracing their creative nature at its core, it would be a much better place. And I know this sounds all kumbaya-ish. Call it what you want. This is what our ancestors did before capitalism, before technology. It was a way of life versus now it being a luxury, sort of being a creative. So consider yourself wealthy if you do have a great relationship with creativity, because it can create lifetimes and lifetimes of wealth and riches for your people. And now I want to ask you what your relationship with creativity is now that you've kind of sat through this episode. Are you mostly in a place of survival? You're here, but you're clearly just existing and being a robot or a zombie on this hamster wheel, chasing the bag, no sense of self outside of materials, status, money, and basically living out somebody else's narrative for your life? Or are you thriving with the hand that you've been dealt? Do you express yourself often? Do you allow yourself to create new forms of life other than what you've been told you should be doing? And do you express yourself with ease? The ways of this world now want you to stay stuck, depending on them and the things they've taught since they've took over. Community and coming together isn't something that they're going to promote, because then you won't have to depend on them. So why would they promote that? But you do have choices. You have the choice to be free. Ironically, I am writing and recording this on July 4th, 2024. We know how that holiday is for most of us. You choose what your freedom looks like to you. You choose what your relationship with creativity will look like. And don't feel pressured to figure it out on your own. Going back to the ways of our ancestors, they did not do these things alone. Find your people. And I specifically have a community expanding on topics discussed here on this podcast to guide you back to yourself. This tier in the community, Creatives Do Business Well, is dedicated to creative self-expression, creating and releasing. For instance, one of the trainings is about going from surviving to thriving in the creative business space. I'm sending out the invitation to you, if you're listening to this, to take advantage of these free resources and connect with your community by clicking the link in the show notes. I welcome you, and I'll always welcome you and encourage you to be your best creative self. Feel free to reach out to me on socials. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. My email should be linked here as well. Let me know your thoughts about today's episode and tell your creative business friends about us, and tell them to come on over and join the conversation at Creatives Do Business Well, whether it's on the podcast or the membership. And at the time of you listening to this recording, I've put out quite a few episodes so you can get a feel of what you can be expecting on this podcast. Check out some of those, leave a review to help us reach more creatives like you, and I look forward to sharing space with y'all in the next episode. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love today's episode? Go ahead and show us some love and support by leaving a 5-star review. Catch up with me at Keishandrea Creates or Creatives Do Business Well. We want to reach more creatives like you, so be sure to tell your creative business friends and family about us. Don't just talk about it, be about it, and get out there and cultivate your gift and create the sustainable business you deserve.